Now, for better internalizing the idea of electric field and the force it gives on charges, take this example. Now, we try to create electric field. You know, electric field, if I keep an electric field using a charged ball, the electric field in its neighborhood will have different strengths according to the position I am standing. So, for creating a uniform electric field means you need an area. Just imagine you need an area here. In this area, you need electric field. For that, what we will do is we go for accumulating positive charge on this. This is a copper plate. This is also a copper plate. And I go for accumulating electrons here and protons here. Now, if you keep a plus 1 coulomb charge in between, we say it is repelled by this plate and it is attracted by this plate. So, 1 coulomb charge will be moving down like this. So, I say there is electric field here in this direction. And practically this is how you make electric field in your laboratory. This is how J.J. Thomson created electric field for his E by M experiment. I hope you can recollect. And what to do for this is you keep a copper plate here, keep another copper plate here, and you take a battery like this. Okay, and battery is positive is connected here, negative is connected here. And I am not showing you those connections because it is understood. Usually this is how you create it, but I am not showing you that. Now we go for a wonderful experiment. You just see this. I have 3 guns. How many guns? 3 guns. One is an electron gun. The second is a neutron gun. And the third is a proton gun. Electron gun can eject electrons. Okay, 1 electron, 2 electron, as you like it. This can eject neutrons and this can eject protons. This is an area with electric field. Okay, I am showing you that here. An electric field. Just imagine you are shooting an electron straight into this electric field. Only this much area has electric field. Okay, you can create it that way. What happens? Now, electron, it comes straight here, and here onwards it is in the electric field. This much dotted area it has to go in the electric field, and after that it can continue, no problem. It is the same for all the charges. This is the path through which I expect it to go. Now, electron having come to this electric field, what happens? This you can describe it in 2 ways. This positive charge will attract it. This negative charge will repel it. That is one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it from a scholarly level is electron enters the electric field. And the electric field pushes a negative charge in the opposite direction. You can say there will be a force in the upward direction in this figure. Correct, no? So, what happens to the electron deflected up. Okay. So, the electron will be deflecting up like this. So, you will not see the electron coming out here. You will see the electron coming out here. Why the electron is deflected? Because electron is moving through an electric field. And what electric field does to this electron? An electric field pushes a negative charge in the opposite direction. And can you guess what will happen to the neutron? Neutron having no charge, it will come out straight here. You will see the neutron coming out straight there. And can you imagine what happens to this proton? The proton will be having positive charge. Okay. So, what will happen to that? A positive charge will be pushed in this direction by the electric field. So, the proton will be pushed down. So, instead of it cannot go straight again. So, it will be pushed down like this. So, it comes out like this. Now I have drawn almost symmetrical lines for these two. Now I don't know whether that is right, because I will check for that. Okay. Anyhow, I hope you understood the direction of the force. Now for understanding the magnitude of the force, F is equal to EQ. E into Q. As far as the electric field is concerned, everywhere here we imagine it is the same electric field, uniform electric field. Force is the same for proton and electron. Now as far as charge is concerned, you know, force, charge on electron and proton are the same. So they both will experience the same force. Okay. Now they are deflecting. Now in this deflection, we find the acceleration. How much acceleration it will have? Both these particles will have. The acceleration, you know, is F divided by M is equal to EQ divided by M. So how, even though the same force on these two, the acceleration is different. The acceleration depends on mass, and you can guess what is the difference between the mass of these three particles. Roughly you can say, I must ask you something. Suppose you when you go back, when you come out of the room into the veranda, one electron, proton and a neutron are waiting for you there. Just imagine that. How do you distinguish between these three? Neutron has no charge, okay. Proton is positively charged, electron is negatively charged, okay. Other than charges in their size, if you imagine the mass is related to size, how can you distinguish between or distinguish among these three? I must say like this, you remember this. If this is proton, this is neutron, almost the same size or mass, and this is electron. The electron is so light a particle. You can, it is roughly 2000 times less massive than proton, or you can say proton is almost, exactly it is almost 1800 times, roughly you can say 2000 times. Proton is 2000 times massive than electron. So the mass of the proton is 2000 times more, means the mass of the electron is less, means the acceleration of the electron and acceleration of the proton, if you compare, which will be greater? M being less for electron, this will be much greater, not just greater, it will be much greater. This will be almost 2000 times more than that of the electron. Correct, no? That means this is not how they diverge out of the electric field. This will have larger acceleration than this. So I should correct this figure as okay. So why it is twisted or why it is deflected more? Because its mass is less. So acceleration actually depends on mass, or you can simply put, or you can say the acceleration depends on the Q by M ratio. Q by M ratio. If you take another particle, the charge also may be different. So the acceleration will be depending on Q by M. So acceleration depends on the ratio of Q by M. So the particle with more Q by M will be deflected more. So I hope you enjoyed that example. This came once in the exam. So what you have to do is, you have to copy this into your notebook and study it in detail how this is coming. And I need to ask, or I need to add something more there, I believe. Here acceleration depends on mass. This is a kind of movement in electric field. The acceleration depends on mass. In the case of gravitational field last year, I hope you can recollect, whatever be the mass of the object that is falling to earth, the acceleration does not depend on its mass. that acceleration in the case of earth was acceleration due to gravity. There you have free fall, means everything irrespective of the masses, all objects have the same time of downfall and acceleration, but here time of downfall or time of falling or time of movement and acceleration are different. So for better understanding of the electric field, we spend some more time with this. You just imagine in your class, okay, there is electric field. The class we are in, there is an electric field, okay. I come to the class, say with a positively charged particle. This is a proton, just imagine. I come to the class and I open my palms and keep the protons here, okay. The proton is stationary here and I see the protons moving in this direction. What is the meaning of that? Once if the proton is moving in this direction, there is electric field and the electric field is in this direction. If you happen to see this proton, because it is positively charged, if it is moving in this direction, you can say there is electric field in this direction. Understood? The direction in which the positive charge moves is the direction of the electric field, and that is a test of electric field. And you just imagine the particle that I am keeping is electron. This is the point where most of the children confuse. You should not have any confusion. Understand it carefully. Okay, study that carefully. I keep it here and I see the electron moving in this direction. It is moving in this direction. Means there is electric field. Can you tell me what is the direction of the electric field? Is the direction in this way or opposite? It is in the opposite direction, because you understand an electric field pushes a charged particle in the opposite direction. So you may write that an electric field pushes a positive particle in its direction and a negative charge in the opposite direction. Or you can write it in another way also. An electric field accelerates. Okay, when force is there is definitely acceleration. So an electric field accelerates a positive charge in its direction and a negative charge in the opposite direction. Should never confuse that. And one more idea. Suppose I have this positively charged particle, okay, and I came to the classroom and I am going to leave it free. Once if I am going to leave it free, just imagine this positively charged particle, I saw it moving upwards. What is the meaning? It's moving upwards because there is an electric field in the upward direction, okay. And for the time being, or so far in this discussion, we didn't talk about gravity. Here you cannot forget gravity. Just imagine gravity also is there. This example came once in the exam. You should be familiar with that. I am leaving this positively charged particle here. Just imagine it's on my hand. If it is on my hand and it is not moving, there is no electric field in these directions. There is no electric field in this direction, nothing here. In this direction, no field, upward, no field. So I am leaving it free. And I saw the particle standing in air like this. That particle is standing in air. It is a positively charged particle. Whether it can be proton or some particle. It is positively charged, it stays in the air. What is the meaning of that? As gravity is there, it should fall down. But it is not falling, it is staying there. So what is that? It should fall because of the gravity. The force due to gravity is mg, its weight. Correct, no? Weight. Now what I understand is if it is being suspended there in air, so what I understand is there is electric field in the upward direction. Electric field in the upward direction. It produces a force on this particle which is F is equal to EQ, that is equal to the weight. If this force due to gravity and if this force due to electric field are equal, it stands suspended there. So for suspending a positively charged particle, you need an electric field like this. So for doing the same thing for a negatively charged particle, this you should not confuse. The weight is in this direction. You need a force due to electric field in the upward direction. Force in the upward direction. For that you have to apply an electric field in the downward direction. I hope you understood that. This equation holds there. So if you know the charge of the particle and mass of the particle, you can find out how much electric field is required for keeping it suspended in air. Okay, I hope you understood and enjoyed that.